Jesus wants to help us see the world through the eyes of gratitude. So there's this old saying that the worst moment in the life of an atheist is when they experience gratitude and they have no one to thank, right? Well, today we're asking for Jesus to deliver us from the desire to be honored, because the desire to be honored first, above all else, can blind us to the goodness of God that is all around us. Take the life of Francis of Assisi, for example. He dreamed of becoming this great and valiant warrior for the purpose of finding a lady, winning her affection through his achievements. He believed he could earn a great love by achieving honor in the world. So Francis sought his honor, he sought his glory, and he sought it in battle. And he was, in many ways, so focused on this one thing that he was blind to literally anything else. So when he was captured and imprisoned, essentially making his dream no longer possible because he was captured, he could never have the honor he desired, he entered into a crisis of conscience. Who was he? What was he here for? What actually mattered in life? Well, when Francis emerged from the prison, he was a changed man. He was no longer handicapped by the desire for honor. He was finally able to see. It was said of him that he, perhaps above all other human beings, was able to find God in all things. Francis quickly became known for singing about the greatness of creation, Brother Moon, and all this stuff. He was constantly admiring the beauty of the world around him and its goodness. And he was constantly lavishing God with praise and glory for all good things. You can also think of, in this situation, one of my great heroes, Fred Rogers. At the end of his life, he was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award, right? He received this great honor, and he got up in front of all these people in this huge television audience. And what did he do? Instead of keeping all eyes on him, instead of milking the honor and praise himself, and instead of just turning it away, saying he didn't deserve it, or all that stuff, which is a false form of humility, which is rejecting the honor and the praise. Instead, he invited the audience to close their eyes. He asked them to close their eyes and think of the person they're most grateful for, the person whose shoulders they stood on to get where they got to that day. Rogers achieved things worthy of being honored, which is a good thing, but he didn't seek it primarily. And that left him capable of accessing gratitude for God and gratitude to others for the blessings in his life. He also didn't reject the honor. He accepted it, but then pivoted it back to its source in a brilliant way. And if you haven't seen the clip, you can go on YouTube and just look up Fred Rogers' Lifetime Achievement Acceptance speech. And he pretty much has the whole audience in tears by having them reflect on what they're grateful for. And it was because he didn't have the desire to be honored at the top of his list. And he didn't have this false humility from preventing him from absorbing the honor and reflecting it back to where it needed to go. So today, we ask Jesus, from the desire to be honored, deliver us, Jesus. God bless you. See you tomorrow.